Very official.
It is official.
Yeah. Okay. So we're here, and thanks, guys. It's kind of fun to have kind of like in person, all right? And over join us on the meeting as well. Thanks, guys, for being here. We even have one live guest. Monty's in the house right over here. I know. So it's good stuff, but it's kind of good to slowly ease back into the real, real estate, right? The real life of how we do things, how we go about things. So thanks again for joining us, everybody. One thing I do want to mention is that by looking at the remote, is that we're gonna record this session. So if you missed it afterwards, you can watch on our YouTube channel. So it's all good. Okay. There we go. So I'm not gonna confuse us. So what are we talking about, guys? We're talking about social media. Okay. And why did I pick you guys, right? Because first of all, they have very different styles. You have different styles of how to go about promoting yourself, your business. And I think it's kind of cool because it shows like a different aspect of how do you go about social media? How do you go about promoting whatever it is, right? So I don't want to tag you of how you're doing it. I want to hear from you how you perceive how it's being done. And feel free to share. When I say social media, okay, it's not necessarily just, social media is Facebook or it's Instagram. It's whatever you think, or I'm going to show what I see out there. Social media online presence is, right? So let's start with ladies first, right? First of all, let's give us a little bit of a spiel of like, kind of background a little bit, and then how do you perceive your social media looks like? And I'm just going to put it on. So,
Okay. Well, that's a loaded question. So I've been in real estate for 3.5 years. And before this, I did nuclear medicine for a really long time. That was my profession. And I was heavily monitored on like what I could, I guess, post, because I was in a completely different industry. And aside from that, and now stepping into real estate, I'm also a professional dancer, Latin dancer. So I'm not performing anymore with the troupe, but I do sometimes enjoy just going out. Like I just posted a Miami trip and we were dancing pretty much the entire weekend. So dancing is a huge part of my background. It's definitely a passion and love. And I love traveling. So when I think of social media, I think of the presence of what I want to portray, because I do have a lot of people that are on my social media platforms that don't know me personally, but they're somewhat getting a glimpse into my personality, my life, and like who I am as a person. I love football. So everyone knows that I'm a diehard Rams fan. So I have season tickets. I'll be at the games every weekend when it starts. I am going to start performing again. So I'll be posting some of that. I will always post my real estate because I am not a secret real estate agent. Everyone knows that I'm a real estate agent. And I've actually had some pretty good traction from my post in terms of getting leads, one of which I think I told you I have a listing coming up next week for a high profile celebrity, and it's from social media. So,
amazing.
Yeah, so for me, it's more of a balance. I don't want to inundate people with just real estate. I like the idea of people seeing that I'm a real person and I have other attributes aside from being your realtor. So yeah, I like to have a whole mix of my life on my social media.
Now, define social media. When you say social media, what does it mean to you? Like social media, like Facebook, Instagram. What is it?
I look at social media as family.
Yeah.
Like it's an extension of people that I'm eventually going to get to learn about and know about, and it's all about just giving back, learning about the community, what's going on, being involved in different groups online. It's not just about me. It's about what I can do for other people that I come in contact with. I might see a post, someone has a fundraiser. That's an opportunity for me to then help out in some way. So I don't look at it as just me. I look at it as a platform where I'm seeing your life. I'm seeing that you just went on a beautiful trip with Jen. I'm seeing, you and the kids celebrating, so I feel like it's just kind of like that give and take where we're learning about each other,
Right.
and not that you're going to be friends with everyone, but you have the ability to connect in some way. So for me, it's more connections, give and take connections, and friendships, new friendships and old friendships.
Cool, awesome. And I'm gonna ask you more questions in a minute. So thanks for sharing.
That's awesome.
Filip,
So what do I think is social media? Or
before just quick, what's the story for a second, and then what social media means to you? What kind of platforms do you use?
oh yeah, totally. So I use Facebook, Instagram. My wife got me onto TikTok, but she really runs the account. I just make videos, and she just
Right.
takes what we do in real estate and chops it up and makes some cool little videos out of it. So she maximizes the filters and the songs and the backgrounds, and we found that we get a lot of views, a lot of hits on that account. As far as me personally using Facebook and Instagram have been the two biggest ones for me. Instagram, it's easier to post on there and it gets transferred over to Facebook.
Right.
So I can do it on my personal account and it gets transferred over. I can do it on my professional account and it transfers over to the Facebook professional account. As far as what we post, it's easy. I just post about what I enjoy most, which is my kids, the stuff my wife does, and real estate. And when it comes to real estate, especially early on, I wasn't doing any sales. So I literally would post about the homes I was showing, post about the networks I was attending, posting the training that I was attending. And by talking about learning about 1031 exchange and learning how to run an open house, and learning how to run real estate books, it kind of really got in the head of my clients or my friends that, oh, wow, Philip's really getting after it. He's really working on himself, working on his profession. Oh, wow, he's showing homes. And they would see the prices that we were posting about the house. And when I finally got a listing, it was, oh, wow, hey, he's growing. He's selling his own home. Or I would do open houses for other agents. I never said it was my listing. I just said I was hosting an open house, come by visit. And it created, organic traction. It was never really like, hey, let's put it all out there. Eventually my wife got on me because we had too many strangers following my account. And she was like, who are these people? And we don't know if they're liking our kids' photos and, all this other stuff. So I eventually made my Instagram personal page a personal page. It still has all the real estate stuff. And then on our professional page, Team La Familia Real Estate, it's all real estate. So I'm working on that counterbalance. So I'm taking notes on how to kind of show our personal side on our professional account. But on the personal accounts, I'm very open about, our kids and our life and all that fun stuff. Try not to, I learned this from an agent, Bud Morrow. He said, Philip, don't get religious, don't get political, and just stay out of those two extremes because you can really drive people nuts. And he was right. That was 5 years ago.
Yeah. Good pointers. And you already kind of spoke about more of the strategy, right?
Yeah.
Which is awesome, right? Because it takes a minute. It takes a minute to kind of figure out what kind of system or systems you want to implement. And a few things that you mentioned, right? I'm just going to repeat that. Number one is use existing technology or the advantage of. So you don't have, you can have Instagram syndicates to Facebook, at least stories, for example, just the regular posts, right? So you're gonna get more exposure basically, right? And then you mentioned, I promote what I enjoy the most. You said family.
Stuff my wife does.
Yeah. And business and then other style, social things, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the same kind of content or?
Yeah, no, it's exactly the same. I mean, I feel like it has to be authentically you. So when you're thinking of social media, I don't feel like you should replicate someone else's. It should just be like how you feel. So today I posted on my Instagram my dog because it's his birthday.
Hey,
Happy birthday, Forrest. So like for me, it's like I'm a huge animal lover. So I'm able to connect with other animal lovers. There's a lot of people that love dogs and cats, and so there's that connection. Oh, your dog is so cute. Again, it's being authentically you and posting for me, not just real estate, because that's not all I am. There's so much more to me than just my love for real estate. So I like to have a balance. You know, most of it will be real estate, but I would like to always have my personal in there in some way, whether it's me at the beach with friends and family, my dog, my football, my dance, travels. I mean, who doesn't love to see pictures at the beach traveling and, you know, scuba diving, shark cage diving.
Let's do it.
Right? I mean,
Sounds
it's
awesome.
yeah, and then also too, it's like it's letting people see another side of you. Just think about it. A lot of people don't know. They don't know you personally.
Right.
So it's like another way for them to connect with you and see like, wow, this is a real person. They're not just a realtor. They're actually a real person. They actually have a lot of interests similar to myself. So then that kind of opens up the conversation at that point. Hey, you know, you've been doing really well in your real estate, Philip. You know, so I see that you went to Tahoe with your family. I'd love to pick your brain on some properties that we're thinking about selling. It just kind of starts that conversation and also gives us the opportunity to start that conversation with someone that we see on their post. So yeah, for me, it's just being relatable.
I have a question.
Yes.
So we talked earlier about the fact that you have a separate personal account and a professional account. So is that the way to go, is to have separate accounts, right? Because I've seen some people mix it up, right? So
I only have it separate because when
If you
have
can
your
just,
budget,
guys can
like-
speak up. I mean, I appreciate the conversation.
Oh, totally.
Speak up just for the mic is gonna pick you up
Oh, I
because we
see.
have viewers that are watching us as well. Yeah.
The reason for the two accounts is that on the professional account, you can pay for ads. So when you do have a open house that you want to promote or a listing you want to promote, you can pay literally like through command $5 and get 2 weeks worth of advertisement. So it's super affordable. When you do it through IG or through Facebook upfront, the cost is a little higher. For the same 2 weeks, you end up spending $50. So if you can do it through command, it's $5, almost 10 to 14 days online presence. So it's actually a higher rate of return there, or lower cost. But that's why we do it. So then you actually have a way to use it. Use your personal account, you don't have ads. When you can
also the networks are different, right? On your personal account, you might have people like all over the world. You know, may not necessarily be more of the real estate business, right? On your business account, you can network more in regions where you
or
work.
anywhere. Both of them work both ways. Yeah.
Yeah, but for the purpose, like Philip was saying, for ads, you definitely want to have a business Facebook and IG account, just so you can utilize that and you can have those ads running.
You can have algorithms and all that fun stuff. Now you can, if you started with a personal account and you're like, well, I have 5,000 followers, I don't want to start over again. You can convert your personal account to a business or professional account, and you're set that way too. So you don't have to restart anything. We chose to do it because, like, again, my wife was very heavy-handed on me about strangers following the IG account. So we just created one, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And you know, one thing that I notice as well with people who are, I mean, there's no like really one way to do it, right? Some people that don't use social media at all,
Oh yeah,
they making a lot of money too.
absolutely.
Right.
Right.
However, it helps because people will notice you. People will watch you. People will send you referrals, or send you business, or maybe their business is going to see like how consistent you are with whatever that is. So I've learned that through others as well, that if you keep consistent touch, right, or engagement systematically, it helps a lot, right? Because what we build pretty much is you build your brand, and your brand is you. Your brand is you, right? So how do you provide that value is by consistent delivery of what you do. You're telling your story. That's what the social media platform even came about, to connect and to share experiences,
Your life, yeah.
right?
I agree.
Exactly, yeah. So what I see that, Nina, you do a lot of sharing social life, causes, trips, what have you. You do a lot of that, just open escrow, close escrow.
Right.
You have got a family as well, right? You have that kind of mix. but do you feel that you have a system nailed down, even if it's not like, highly, scheduled or whatever, but just by the flow of it, or you think you can take advantage more of some different ways or elements or platforms to do it?
You can always take advantage of other platforms. And this is why I feel like learning is crucial. You should never get to a place where you're like, okay, I think I've learned enough. I think we should always be open to other platforms and other ways. This is just what's been working for me. Before real estate, was not a social media person. I actually don't really like social media, just being very honest. But I know that it adds so much value to your business, which is why I am stepping it up. I do feel like in answer to your question, there's always something that I can learn and be better, and I'm always going to be open to that. I do love the idea of my flow and the way that I create it. Because it's making me more authentic, and it's making me it's more of who I am. And I feel like in anything that you're doing, you should always be your authentic self, because that's what people are going to receive. And ultimately, it's a relationship business. So you're building these potential relationships via social media. So you have to be yourself. When you're doing a video, hey, this is Nina Alexander. I'm here at 2922 Abelonis Lane.
Mhm.
You guys got to come check out this home. It's got to be really me. It's got to be really the authentic me, not this fake version, because people are going to identify, and that's what's going to attract them to wanting to pick up the phone or DM me and say, hey, I saw your video. We actually want to sell our place. I have some questions for you. Great, let's hop on a call. But it's got to be whatever. I feel like whatever you do, it's got to be something that's going to work for you. It's got to be the flow in which it works for you, but it is you, if that makes any sense.
It does.
So there's no really right or wrong. To kind of go back to your point, consistency with everything that we do is so key. So if I'm posting once a month, that's not really consistent. If I'm so it's got to be consistent, whatever, in which way that we feel like it's going to work for us. As long as we're consistent, then people are expecting that.
Oh, yeah.
They're seeing that. Like, so for me, traveling is huge, but I have not traveled since COVID. I took my first trip in over a year, and it was very short. So now I'm milking it, and I can't wait for the next one. But it's got to be a mix. My real estate has to be number one present, because that is such a large part of my life. So yeah, I think we should always be growing and learning.
Totally. I agree. I mean, the learning never stops. There's always ways to improve. Lab coat agents, I copied a ton of their stuff. But you made me think about the consistency of posting, and it goes back to my schedule, right? A lot of us on here probably time block our days or our weeks, so we know when we're lead generating, we know when we're following up, we know all this stuff. And so going back to now, it's almost autopilot. New listing gets a post. Home inspection gets a full post. Closing gets a post. Appraisal may get a post. I do the day post, the 1 day post where it's showing homes, give price, give room count, whatever, things of that nature. But if it helps to just try and be like your authentic self, I would try and tie the post to your schedule. So if you know you're going to be going on a home inspection, taking a picture of the inspector doing their thing is like, oh, wow, cool. I wonder, what do you do at a home inspection? You can put a little blurb about what we're looking out for. Aside from that, for those who farm or who do door knocking, or maybe you call a list, take a post and say, hey, I'm about to change some lives today. Something that's not obnoxious or whatever, but just something out there that reminds people that you're in real estate. For me, it just became literally, when you look at my time block, if it's not purple for family, it's green, red, or blue for real estate. And it just kind of fits that. And so I just use those events as a way to talk about what I'm doing without promoting myself, right? I found that my friends who are in real estate who say, look at me, look at the house I listed or whatever, I felt like it was taken away from them, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe for some people it really works, but for me, I have a better time talking about the other professionals involved. Like, hey, thank you to our home inspector for getting this done. Hey, thank you to our loan officer getting this deal closed for us. And by rapping about other people and tagging them, A, there's more eyeballs on your post, then B, they're like, wow, Philip, if I work with you, I'm not only working with you, I'm working with like the other 50 people tied to the transaction. So that's a great way that I've been able to consistently build that up. And again, just looking at the training schedule, if I were brand new, I would totally post about the training I was on. And so by the time I call somebody who may have seen my post, the ground's sort of softened up a little bit. When you're like messaging a friend or you're calling a friend, they may have seen your post already and they're like, gosh, Philip, you're really doing this thing. Like, oh yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah, and that was my next question. Like, if you're brand new to the industry, or if you're newer by design to social media, right? How do you, what would you guys recommend? How could you start that, to put content? Let's say I don't have listings, or maybe I don't have listings at the moment, or I don't have, like, what would you do? What would you recommend?
I would recommend, for sure, getting a Facebook business page, for sure, because then that way you've got both and you can post from one and then share to the other. And also kind of going back to what we were saying earlier, being a brand new agent, you want to get as many leads as you can. So having that business Facebook page and IG page is going to allow you to then get those ads. As far as posts, open houses are back. So I would definitely say, get out there, and we've got a team of so many agents with all of the offices. What is it? 5 offices, 6 offices?
5, yeah.
5 offices. You just pick up the phone, introduce yourself. Hey, I'm Emilio. I saw your listing that's coming out. It's on a coming soon. I would love to come and view it and market it. Would that be okay? It's a KW family. Most people are going to be like, sure, yeah, come on down. Take a great picture, maybe a selfie, post it. Hey guys, brand new listing hitting the market on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to believe this house. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, obviously with your energy, your touch, I'm a little over the top, but that would be the start. I am, but something like that, a selfie, walking the neighborhood. It could be something like, I'm at Starbucks, guys. We gotta let Eileen in. I just got a great latte, and they've got this amazing coffee cake. It's like seeing your personality, mixing it up. I'm about to go door drop. Come with me on my door dropping experience. It's little things like that you're kind of putting yourself out there, and people are like, oh my God, I didn't know. What is your name?
Nelly.
I did not know Nelly was a real estate agent, because we're not secret real estate agents, and now they know.
Mm-hmm.
Now they know. So I would say start with advertising someone else's listing.
With their permission, yeah.
With their permission,
Yeah,
100% with their
100%.
permission. Door dropping, video, selfie, the neighborhood. There's so many ideas, but really for real estate, you just start.
And just to awesome share, just to add on to that as well, from experience as a new agent, right? There's sometimes just hesitation what to put out there, and maybe some reservation, like, should I put this? Maybe people will judge me because I don't really know, or maybe I don't really have that experience, so maybe I'm not sure if that's not gonna offend someone, or maybe like question, right? So to my point is, first of all, I'm not gonna do it right now, but if you're KW agent, you will have access to KW Command. And in Command, we have designs, right? In designs, you have, I don't know, maybe by now, 2,000 pieces of pre-made templates for you for Facebook, Instagram, stories, whatever it is. You just have to change, like, to put the logo of the company,
right,
or put the listing address, or the price, or not even that, depends on the content. So you can just put specific content that is already pre-made for you. You added something very like on point, that capture the moment, tell the story, right? And sometimes that it's the right thing to do because you're there, and it's like, wow, I wish people that knew that I'm doing this. Take a picture, take a quick video. Hey, I'm here in touring this amazing home, whatever, look at this amazing view, right? Or just a picture that will capture the same story technically, right? Always a picture or a video, never just text, right? And when I started, I also opened my own YouTube channel, and I did how to do open houses and how to do this and whatever. And talking about open houses, which I think it's incredible, right? And if you don't have your own open houses, work with someone. And I mentioned today's call, today's producers mindset, said, reach out to those people who have listings, say like, hey, can I drop the signs for you in the morning in exchange for me to shadow you in your open house? How many signs do you have? 5, 10, 20? Give me a map. I'll drop them for you. I just want to have the ability to shadow you, right? And when you drop the signs, that's what I did. Take a picture, like get ready for open house today, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and also too, if you're feeling a little bit nervous, kind of going back to your point, if you feel nervous or shy because you're brand new, partner up with someone. Partner up with someone and do it a couple of times with someone, so that way you're like breaking the ice. Hey, I'm here with Philip. We're getting ready to door drop. You guys got to see this neighborhood. Where are we at? What street is this? You know, make it interactive, make it fun. Again, they're seeing your personality. So team
South
up with
Central
someone.
Calabasas. #.
There you go.
Get a t-shirt.
Yeah,
Get a t-shirt.
Yeah, South Central Calabasas, out of fun. But no, on that point, I would just talk about the classes, just talk about the events. I haven't done one yet for the office, but at some point I'll take a photo of the front of the building with our logo that we just had done with Joey over at Forward Marketing. And that will just be a birth post of Team La Familia Real Estate, right? In connection with KW Calabasas. So little details like that. If you just passed your exam, do it. Even if you passed it 6 months ago, do a throwback. Hey, I'm so grateful to be in real estate, and show your pass notice. Maybe block out, I don't know if there's any personal information on there, but yeah, exactly. But you know, if you wanted to post something like that, or just a paragraph that says congratulations, you passed, they don't give you a score, you know, post about that. I mean, there's so many little things we can post about in real estate. It's almost like just gravitating towards what calls you the most. For me, it was always the classes, and it was always the networking that it was easy for me to gravitate towards, because I was learning a lot, and I was already calling my friends, family, and anyone that I felt would benefit from the information. I was calling them. So it was easy for me to put a post about a 1031 exchange or whatever it is that we were learning, especially when Meny has people who are talking about stats and recent sales and all of that stuff. That is such an easy way to break the ice with our friends and family, or people that are following us or friends with us on social media,
Right.
because they can see the stats. It's not just us selling people that, hey, prices are at an all-time high, you should probably sell your home or whatever. It's no, sellers are getting so much more now than they were 2 years ago or a year ago. If this ever put you on the fence, this might be the time to really do something, right? And so we're not selling, as opposed to that we're providing updated information. Going back to the Red Book, Gary Keller is big on, you got to be the number 1 or number 2 person when it comes to real estate in someone's mind. So the day post or the regular post that we put out there, it's just a way for that ping to show up. So when they're finally like, hey, babe, maybe we should buy that condo. Yeah, call Nina. Oh, yeah, that's right. Just saw her post 3 days ago or yesterday or today or whatever. Awesome. I don't have her phone number. Well, DM her, or whatever. And that's how people communicate now.
Yeah.
Like none of my friends really call me or text me. They DM me. And we're close friends. We've been friends for 20 years.
Which is the same as texting.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no difference, right?
Yeah. But I had to get that in my head, that
Sure.
it was the same as a text message. I was notorious, and this is my fault, so don't fall into this if you guys are listening. Don't wait weeks or months to reply to a message. I missed how many listings and how many purchases. Yeah, you guys are laughing. I was crying.
No, but it's true.
Right. But when someone replies to you, have something built in your head, speed to lead. Maybe you don't answer that moment because you don't want to show you're desperate or whatever, but maybe have in 30 minutes where you get back to, hey, got your message.
Yeah.
Absolutely, let's talk about that, whatever it is. I don't mind talking about my failures, because that's how I learned.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys learn from my mistakes.
No, it's awesome. Super valuable kind of mindset.
Mhm.
Another thing just to kind of go back for a second. People care most about how you make them feel versus how much you know.
Yeah, true.
So by putting content that really get to someone that they can relay with you, it can go a long way, right? Because Nina put something out there, and she will reflect that positivity or that time to enjoy life or celebrating whatever. People will say, "Oh my God, I love her energy, or I love what you do," etc. They will connect with you. And by the way, because you also mastering the skill of real estate, that's gonna be an easier bridge to be wanna working with you, because there's value not just because you do real estate, which I also recognize in a trait in a lot of successful people, that they know how to promote their lifestyle, not just, or the passions, right? Not just by forcefully saying, "Hey, do you want to buy with me or sell with me?" Right? That's what the cold call, the cold approach, which is working as well, in any niche, or commercial, residential. However, when you promote your passion or passions in life, it's an easier bridge to have people connect with you. And when you and I are well connected, and you happen also to be someone who sells cars, right? And I'm looking to buy a car, guess who I'm going to go to? Or you're a life insurance broker, or you're whatever it is. I want to work with you because we have that connection. So social media gives you such an amazing, the easiest platform to promote, tell the story to the world, what kind of person you are, and why you and I need to be in relationship together.
Definitely.
People want to work with who they like.
I have a question on hesitation that we covered earlier a little bit. Have you seen, I mean, you guys probably not, but I'm sure a lot of people have that, you want some post to be perfect, and so you keep thinking about, okay, maybe I should do this or that or the other, and not, instead of just doing it, right? Especially with videos. If you make a video, you don't like your own video, you don't want to post it, right? And then you want to make another one, and then that moment is gone, right?
Every video I've posted I did not like. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. You just have to know that, again, kind of going back to being your authentic self, it's not supposed to be perfect.
Yeah.
We're whatever we're talking about in the video, whether we're doing a mukbang, is that how you say it? Mukbang when you're eating food?
Yeah.
Is that, yeah, okay, so whether, he's like, I don't know. Whether you're doing a mukbang, whether you're doing an open house tour and you mess up your verbiage, it's okay. People want to work with real people, not robots. So kind of going back to what Meny said, it's all about connection. So it's actually going to be in your favor if you mess up a little bit.
Well,
you're going to look, it's.
Well, here's a question. Before you came to today's session, did you prepare any questions? What to ask?
No.
Is he asking great questions?
Yes.
Are they doing good presentation so far?
Yeah.
Well, we're live. This is Facebook Live right now. Okay, so to my point is, you actually wanna, and we spoke about it earlier, right? You wanna stretch yourself and always be uncomfortable to just to be the best, best version of yourself.
Yeah.
I spoke to an agent, one of our agents, right? That something about you should always be uncomfortable. Right, and when you get caught too much with that comfort zone, the safe environment or whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. You want to have that kind of safe feel, support, consistency. At the same time, it will by default get you stuck somewhere. Even if it's a good place, but you're stuck.
Right.
Yeah.
So you always want to challenge that. The only way to challenge that is to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
If
You
you're not
need to do
uncomfortable,
it.
you're not growing. That's the thing.
Yes.
That's the fact.
I was gonna say, if something that's always stuck with me, one of the team leaders at the other office, she said, always be a resourcing consultant, right? And everything else just kind of flows into what you do. And so right around that time, I was just engaging in social media. So that, now that we're kind of fleshing it all out, every one of the posts was just, how can I be a resource? How can I be a consultant? And then Gary Keller has a great way of putting it. How can people feel smarter about real estate after they talk with you?
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of that is stats. A lot of that is information that they think, oh, wow, this could actually help my situation, Prop 19 or whatever. And that has always been in the forefront. It's, hey, is this going to be helpful for someone to understand the market? Or, you know, if I not that I think about this every time, I just go with the flow, to be honest with you, Monty. You know, I've had people pop out of closets because I didn't check the house before I did a walkthrough. You know, so that was always scary.
That's a whole other class.
You know,
That's
but
all in class, yeah.
that's all
So, I've seen all your posts, all of them, and I like it. And
go back to 2015. I didn't
Well,
do homework.
only this year, let's say that. I haven't seen the old ones. I like them, you know. In fact, also from your post that you had, a shout out to other people.
Oh,
Yeah.
In fact, I made connection with the inspector.
oh,
Actually,
nice.
I checked him and he looked like a good guy, so I hit connect. And then recently he got some, he had a milestone or something, right?
Mhm.
And so I sent a congrats to him, he was pretty happy. So we actually made a connection based on your post.
Yeah, I find it easier to celebrate other people than it is to celebrate whatever I'm doing.
Yeah,
You know, like even walking in and seeing my picture up there was weird to say, hey, we're quote unquote top 3 or whatever, without giving credence or recognition to everyone who's involved in it. So I'd rather do a paragraph post about the 20 plus people involved than talk about what we're doing. We're getting crushed by Doug apparently. I didn't know he was killing it that much. You know?
No, he just moved by.
Yeah.
So 2 things about that. Number 1, if, by the way, did you put a shout out to yourself on the board?
Maybe I did. Just my
Yeah.
pictures
You
on
should
there.
do like a sign.
Yeah. You see, so another thing, I'm gonna talk about strategy, right? That's how I start my kind of system. If you're not extremely high I, right? In our platform, as you know, we do the DISC, which is self-assessment to learn our strengths, etc. And if you want to take the DISC, go to which office, whatever office you're with, go to the KW calabasashub.com or kwwesthub.com, etc. The last tab of the resources, you find the DISC. Make sure to write down which office you're with and do the assessment. And we're going to send you a copy of that. But if you're not the high I, like, the extrovert and I'm this, I'm that, which is a great trait for a salesperson, guess what? Do that post or whatever and give shout out to someone else, right? Say, hey, shout out to amazing escort team for whatever. You do a lot of that, right? So 3 things about being systematic if you just want to start to build your brand on social media is business, right? And that's the you, right? I'm doing a walkthrough. I did this, and there's a that, and this inspection, whatever, right? And look at this property and call me. Number 2 is others, right? It can be give a shout out to another professional, promote someone else, etc. Or different causes, community, city. Filip is big on the local board, different committees, and he has this, area meetings, and he's in the communications committee in the board. There's tons of things that he does, and through that he gives shout out to others. Look up his social media. And thirdly, Nina is big on that as well, is show appreciation, right? Maybe involvement in, hey, shout out to this organization or celebrating this or that, right? But he always it's another rule. That's also like how social media platform built is tag more places, tag more people, right? If you remember, Facebook about 3 or 4 years ago changed the algorithm that you're not gonna get ranked high with exposure if you don't get a lot of engagement, like the likes, the messages, and the shares, right? Likes, messages, and shares. If you have a post and you have 0 likes or almost no likes, no comments, not messages, sorry, comments, and no shares, you're not maybe fulfilling to the full extent the social media aspect. So how can you get there, right? So do a mix, even by strategically, business, others, right, and others also can include yourself. Like, hey, enjoy this day on the beach and whatever it is, and promote causes, ideas, businesses, etc.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
a really good point. And also too, I just want to point out, don't forget about your story. A lot of times you'll do a post and the post is great, but a lot of times your post won't get seen. So stories are actually having more visibility, believe it or not, than posts. So also too, a lot of people might feel intimidated to want to comment on your post, but they'll feel more inclined and easier to comment on your story because no one else is going to see it but you.
And I'm doing a story right now on Facebook story, right? Because I'm, here with Meny and Filip doing a mastermind, right, about social media. So that's gonna go and syndicate to my Facebook, right? And then probably gonna have, a few hundreds that are gonna check out, follow me, right? I'll tag you. So
we have to let David in.
it's all about sharing the story. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, don't forget about your stories, guys. Do not forget your story.
And the good thing with stories is somebody likes that or somebody comments, you actually get a direct message, right?
Oh yeah. I get a lot
pretty
of
cool.
messages from the story, which is why I wanted to make sure I brought that up because a lot of people feel kind of like what you were going back to saying. Well, how many times do you do a video, but then you think, oh, I don't want to post it. Well, sometimes people don't want to comment because they don't want it to be out there for everyone else to see. Maybe they're embarrassed. Maybe they don't really know the right question to ask. So it's better for them to just do it privately.
See, for me, it's not, I'm a very extrovert person, so for me, that's not embarrassment. But my problem is trying to get perfection, right? So I always try to get perfection in everything, and that's the problem. So
Yeah.
I need to get the imperfect thing out there.
Yeah.
And in fact, some of your posts actually have encouraged me like, okay, if you can post about this,
Oh yeah.
I'm sure I can post about that, right?
Oh yeah.
So-
Yeah. I mean, I had my son hold my phone and just said, "Hey, just hit record and just tell me if this comes out okay." He's like, "Oh yeah, this is great." I'm like, "Okay, send this to your mommy and she'll post it." I was like, "Oh, Max, this was pretty bad. You should have told me." But you just
The
go
way-
with the flow.
I love your posts.
Yeah, the entrepreneurial way to do it, I'm not saying the right or wrong, but the entrepreneurial way to do it is doing it and then analyze afterwards.
Afterwards, yeah.
Okay, but you have to take action, guys. You have to do it and then say, ooh, you know what worst case you can do? It's called delete. You can go and you can delete the post, you can delete the video, you can delete whatever it is, it's okay.
I've done that,
Guess
yeah.
what? I wouldn't even do that. I would just put whatever, unless it was really, really horrible, but just put it out there because you build that thing. And guess what? If you're gonna do something that's gonna embarrass you or whatever, more people will probably gonna kind of
Identify with you.
identify with you because oh my God, she's so brave to be messing up.
She did shark cage diving. Oh my God.
Yes.
That's
What's your best Instagram? I have a couple.
Philip with an F.
Okay.
Philip
And then
dot with an F.
done. And then Nina, what is
I'm
your
gonna follow you. Nina at Nina Sells Nina Sells LA.
Nina Sells? Okay. You see, I'm while as we talk here, I got you both. I already did the story. I'm gonna post it as well. So I'm gonna tag you guys.
Yeah, that's one example I have is that there was a video I was trying to make, so I made one version of it, right? And so I showed it to my wife. She said, "Yeah, it's okay, but maybe you could do this and that." Whatever we were talking, right? And finally, I said, "You know what? I don't have time right now. I'm gonna just post it." And next morning, I thought, "Let me fix it." And there was only 326 views already of that video. I said, "Okay, too late."
Oh, Monte, you have a pretty fantastic story. You're a real estate investor. You own real estate. You've dealt with several markets, maybe at least 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I could interview you on your Facebook, like about how you've done it. Like, I mean, you alone, you have experiences you could share with people, which I find pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Done.
There it is. So I don't know. I think an interview would always help as well.
Yeah.
In terms
No,
of
I'm
that.
not getting into that more.
So-
stop being trying to be perfect and just be whatever.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
someone said, right? Someone said the other day, what if when you show up, right? If you wait for a perfect picture and they're seeing that, but you have to ultimately show up for the thing, right? So what's the point of trying to get a perfect picture? Just do whatever you.
Hang your filter anyway.
Yeah, you can have the best idea where you want to go, but if you stand in the same place and not taking the first step, you're always gonna stay there. Great ideas, but you're gonna stay in the same place. So kind of to what else you can add onto the whatever we shared a lot of information, mindset and principles. What else you can add?
Just do it. Just do it. I mean, I'm still getting comfortable with videos. My coach has been on me to do a lot more videos. Videos are huge because they're really able to see your personality. And I feel that people are connecting with you. Just do it. Don't think about perfection, Monty, or whoever else is on here listening, don't think about perfection, because I put up some stuff. I put up actually, I think my first video that I did, it was on Jordan's listings several months back. And it was not great. The quality was pretty bad, but I posted it and I got views and likes, but I didn't like it. So I know going forward, okay, there's some things I need to tweak, make sure the lighting's better. But at the end of the day, I don't think you're ever gonna like your videos 100%. So don't think of it like perfection. Just think of the goal is to get out the information on the property or whatever it is that you're talking about. So yeah, just do it. Just do it and be consistent with whatever you're gonna do. Just make sure you're consistent. If you're posting a couple of times a week, always do it a couple of times a week. And don't forget about your story. The story is huge. I can't stress that enough.
No,
And
sure.
are you consistent with your story?
Not really. I mean, to be honest, that's something I need to work on. And like, I'm listening to you guys, taking notes, and some of the things I need to improve on are the stories, being consistent on that, finding a systematic way to fit it into the schedule, and also YouTube videos. I mean, when I first started, people were saying, do videos, and I just never made that bridge. It was easy for me to post about pictures and things that were going on. And eventually I got into videos just by doing Facebook Live. So then there was like no turning back. It was like,
Right.
hey mom, thanks for jumping on, or whoever.
Yeah.
And that kind of helped me break out of the shell. Having an accountability partner, in this case, my wife, she's like, every Saturday we have a post to make. You better be making it. Even if you have to do it a couple days ahead of time, make sure you do it. So having that level of accountability helps. And having fun with it. Again, do the disc profile like Meny had said, because that will at least give you an idea of what's what, and then go from there. So hopefully that helps.
And, you know, from 1 second, from Jan was sharing her profile too, but it was only to my message. There you go. People in the chat, by the way, on the Zoom, wherever I got on the Zoom, they're sharing their handles, so
Nice.
you can follow one another. Another thing was, it can be very simple, right? The best way is to really go on Instagram, because Instagram syndicates Facebook, Instagram story, Facebook story. So you go for a second, do like 2 rounds, which is like, is it 30-second cycle?
Like 10 seconds.
Or 15 seconds? Huh?
It's 15.
It's 15, okay? So you do 2 of those, so it's about 30 seconds. That's kind of good enough, right? Like if someone do like a story that breaks down to like too many sections, like I lose interest like within like 30 seconds, right? So do like 1 or 2, that's good enough. Because usually if someone like, gives an impression, like likes or whatever, it's on 1. Usually the first one, most likely, maybe the second one if the first 50 seconds were like very interesting, right? So because it syndicates also to Facebook. So I get a lot of like likes and hearts and like, wow, or whatever comments on both Instagram and Facebook. If I do those, once again, those 15 or 20 or 30 seconds story. After that, I do the tags and whatever. After that, right away, I take a picture and I post on Instagram and I put some content and I post. Now, if I don't have the time, so I will do from Instagram, also post on Facebook. Or it will take me 2 seconds, also do it on Facebook. Why? Because it's a different use. Instagram using hashtags, Facebook using handles like tag a place, tag a person, etc. So it's a different use of the platform. And maybe they're gonna change it one day because Facebook does on also Instagram. So I'm not sure why they didn't bridge that yet. But so if you wanna the best use is story. Will take you 30 seconds, another 15 seconds Instagram post, and the 15 seconds Facebook post. You just spend a minute, and that's it.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually having fun with social media, and I can't believe I just said that. I'm like, man, wow. I went from like not liking social media to now I'm like, this is actually fun. So yeah, do it.
Do it.
Yeah, everyone put their Instagram, and I'll follow you guys. I mean, this is, yeah, it's It's a lot of fun. I don't even have your Instagram. What the heck?
So I think covered. I think we covered a lot of ground and some good concepts. At some point, we'll do like a more in-depth session, like you did in the past multiple times. Actually, how to go on Facebook, and I'm going to open an account, and we're going to share examples of how to do things, etc. But I hope that whoever's watching us and going to watch the recordings got some kind of value from this session. Filip, thanks for sharing as always, and thanks for this. Is actually our first, I think, in about almost maybe a year and 4 months. Live mastermind.
Oh, wow.
Right, real in-person mastermind with real people. You can see your faces.
He said the teeth.
Full
You
makeup.
can see your teeth.
Yeah. So awesome figures to be on, Sharon. I
No,
can't
thank
thank
you,
you enough.
Meny. I appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the whole business idea. I think we should be interviewing more businesses, especially right now with the whole pandemic. I think that that's like key.
1000%. And another thing, if you mentioned that I see out there, they go to business agent, go to business owners and say, hey, how was your last year and a half? Like, share the challenges that, whatever. Great. Okay. Hey, you know what? I work this area. I'm a realtor. I do really well. I have pretty, I have a great following. I would love to send you clientele. Is that okay? Do you have Instagram? Do you have Facebook? Whatever. Great. Let's say that they don't have any of that. It will take you, I don't know, 5 minutes, not even, to set up an Instagram page for them, right? Maybe you can admin that, or maybe just do it for them. Number one. Number two, I have a few of those, by the way. Number two is if they do ask the permission, they won't say no, and then ask in addition, but any chance, is there any promo code or a keyword or something you want me to promote, so people that happen to come and do online orders or come in person, whatever, you're gonna say, hey, I'm Nina 2020. Like, what was the secret pass, right? No, 2020 is the day that we started, right? So Nina 2022. But give me some kind of something that. So let me drive people. So also it's me.
Right.
And guess what? People out there are doing it.
Yeah.
So be the person who promotes, right? Be the promoter, and that's going to be a game changer.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're all gonna go out and promote a business.
Nina, I'm waiting for that code.
I'm doing it. I'm
Nina
doing it.
2020.
I'm not even gonna tell you what it's gonna be, but yeah, 2020 code.
All right. Anything else?
Do you have any questions, Nelly?
No, thank you so much for sharing all the info.
You're
Very useful.
welcome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump on YouTube. I mean, I have a YouTube profile that I don't really use. That I put some videos on there. I saw my son. He's almost 2, swiping through YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, wow, those little videos are really, they're mindless, right? But they literally have millions of views on 10 seconds. Millions. It's crazy. So I thought, wow, maybe I can take some of these videos that my wife had me make, and I'll just load them up onto YouTube.
And the advantage, just so you know, if you're following us on YouTube, our channel, which is the 4 training. Where we post all of our training, like this one, going to post it later on.
I love that channel.
It gives you online presence, because if someone's going to look up your name, the first thing they're going to show up usually, those are the viral pieces, if you have any, the videos and whatever. So if you have something, or if it's something that's connected because they put hashtags to, buying during pandemic hashtag or something like that. So it's gonna pop up. It's gonna show up.
Yeah, if I can add something to that, some of my friends or referrals that look me up, the first thing they find is my Google business page, Filip Crispino, realtor, now with Keller Williams Calabasas, and then it will show. It shows my YouTube videos, which I haven't added to in maybe a year and a half, and then it goes into my LinkedIn and a bunch of social media feeds. And so the point I bring that up is, one, I'm missing client testimonials, asking for reviews and stuff like that, good, bad, whatever. So there's zero. But the point that they're Googling us ahead of time before they even message us or call us lets us know that they are doing their due diligence. They want to know who they're working with. When I moved to this office, I knew of Meny, so I trusted Meny, and that was kind of a no-brainer. But just for kicks, I still Googled Keller Williams Calabasas, and And there were like 500 YouTube videos that popped up and a ton of like agent repostings, and it made it even more so of a no-brainer for my eventual transition. But you know, people are doing that, so it does help to have an online presence, because even people speak volumes of you, their referrals are still going to Google us or do some research to some degree. They're not checking the DRE or anything like that, and at least I don't think they are. But you know,
they're gonna look you up online.
Yeah.
And it really takes you know, it took us only 2 months to build that inventory. And we do right now the same thing for our commercial platform, for escrow company. We build a massive amount of touches, and we pre-schedule them. YouTube is a bit different, just upload. And then basically, figure of speech overnight, you have this massive content, maybe not the following right away, right? Because, you know, we don't buy following, we build them, but you have amazing content, and really, you can do it. Send back to command, go to command, and then go to designs and learn what they have, from videos you can do to content. And there, it's not the design, it's the other, I forgot which tab that is. You can, the social media management, you can pre-schedule all those touches. So you can basically build touches for the next, you know, whatever, 6 months, daily, right? I mean, you have content that's going to feed your social media if you want for 5 years, right? Easily, even more. So you just have to do it. Be purposeful, be mindful, be strategic, and just do it, right? And if you're the level, right, that you can hire someone to assist you with those admin tasks, that's even better. Still, you have to build up muscle. So the best time to do it is yesterday. Right, exactly.
Right now, CCP, we're doing video.
Exactly. So
Awesome.
all right, we can stay all day and have
You
fun.
crushed it.
So
Thank you very much.
guys, thanks for joining us online, and keep doing great things, and reach out if you have any questions. Guys, thank you. That was
Thank
amazing.
Thanks, Meny. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Meny.
That was awesome.